Welcome back, everybody. My name is Lucas, and this is my journey through Lambda School. Okay, so today is day 4, with day 5 being tomorrow. That's how numbers work. And tomorrow is the sprint challenge because it's Friday. So with that, we actually now have career assignments. So the very first career assignment that I have, or technically that everybody in this cohort has, is our goals. So pretty straightforward. Oh, let's see the scrolls here. Oh yeah. So basically what we're looking for is just our goals on what we want to do in terms of our career, the type of company we want to work with, and the environment that we want to work in. So every week we now have a career-oriented goal that we have to accomplish along with our sprint challenge. So this one's pretty straightforward, not too bad, and it'll be things like redoing our LinkedIn, having our digital resume, having a cleaned up portfolio, having a list of jobs that we want. So all these things are now part of our sprint challenges. So now that I knocked that out of the way, let's get into what I did today. Okay, so today was Preprocessing 2. Basically extension of yesterday, which is Less. Today we focused on parametric mixins, so using mixins in Less that actually have parameters. So what that looks like, if we look here, is this is a mix, as you can see, in Less, and I've got parameters basically that I can use to change the variable, the values of this. So it's basically like introducing variables into the actual component itself. So with this button, for instance, I have this here on my home page, and we can see, let's see if we can find it. So I've got this button here with button declared, and because I'm not passing any variables to it, I'm going to assume it's using the defaults. What does this project look like? This actually was the fun bus travel project here. So what we had to do is basically build out this site. And this, again, using Less, using the parametric mixins. We also discussed imports, so using an index file to import the different Less files that we've got, so that way it's all organized in one neat place. The stretch goals on this were to create a form, and what I did was I had the form animate. Again, using animations are always part of the stretch goal, and I've always found animations to be really, really useful to understanding the functionality of something, so I can tell that this is actually focused on without using color. So it actually gives a bit of an accessibility point, if you could say, because it's not using just colors. Actually, I'm not using any colors for this one, but it does still highlight what area I'm focused on. So it's a neat little way to kind of show the user that something's happening. Then I also have the buttons hover and darken, which again using Less. So if we go here to our mixins, you can see on hover, I've got a background calculation and my transform and transition there as well. So all of these working exactly as planned. And then on my images, I've got a little animation. Again, I used Animista, which is a great project that I would recommend looking into. Again, I'll include that link into the description. But really straightforward. And then also our media queries to make sure that the menu stacks. These stack. I changed the order of these. Form's still there. These stack. Everything looks good. So straightforward project on that one. So easy enough as it was. I wanted to show, also wanted to show that we, during our lecture series, if I haven't already articulated this, use CodePen for pretty much all of our practicing. So when we do our live lectures that are in the mornings, we're using this on CodePen. I've forked it, of course, on my personal one. I always change the name so I know which one I'm working on, but this is kind of where we practice the mixins, or not the mixins, we practice what it is that we're working for the day. And I forgot the last thing that we did was also this interpolation in Less, because @media is a keyword in CSS. Technically can't use it, so we have to use an interpolation in order to get that. But that lets us do @tablet and get really really easy media queries that look like this, at media tablet, which basically is that interpolation at the top. So I can change this really easily for all of my media queries. Just wanted to show you that little piece. Now, on to what I've been working on. Again, I've told you guys in the last video about all the job sites. So that's actually live. It's hosted on GitHub Pages right now. It's on my domain. Here, it's obviously not secure, but I added a ton of other jobs that are available here. The coloring on this, I haven't gotten the opportunity to add in more of the less stuff. I'm going to be doing that this weekend in particular, but this is already starting to look half decent in terms of getting a good list of sites and job boards that you can start looking at in order to find more jobs. So some of these will load in here. Some of them have to load outside of it just because of that iframing stuff. So if we were to look like F6S, so some of these look pretty good. And I got this little loading animation in here. But you can already see these job boards and a lot of the remote work, because that's kind of something that I'm looking at. But this is actually coming along pretty nicely. I like that a lot of these job boards kind of match the colors that I've got there already. So that's it for the project. Like I said, still work in progress. I'll keep you guys posted on that one. But really, this is all being applied from the knowledge that I've had with Lambda School. So this is using, Less, it's using Display Flex, it's using GitHub Pages now. I'm going to get a domain so that way it's, on an actual hosted site. But overall, this is, a huge leap in the knowledge that I had and the confidence that I've had in being able to do all of this. So shout out again to Lambda School, crush. So here are a couple of resources that I would recommend that I got today. The first is Pigments. So again, I said I'm using Atom as my editor. So Pigments is a great one. Obviously, it shows the colors of whatever it is that you're looking at. If you look here, it displays silver. And the cool thing is that it actually understands the mix-ins as well. So it actually moves forward and changes the colors ahead of time. So you can see, this is the silver, 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 silver. Awesome plugin. The next one is Color Picker. So pretty straightforward. You right click and you get a color picker. So what does that look like? So if I came here, I could right click and then I can choose my color picker and it pulls it up and I can change it to whatever I want. I hit enter and then it changes it, and give it 1 second and it should load up like that. So you can see the colors there, and it propagated up top as well, which is really cool. So I liked that one. And then I also got this neat called Waka Time. It looks like it's free to start using it. I added it to my Atom builder here as well. It's just a package that you can install. And then once you grab your API key, it tracks actually how much you're coding in Atom. So it knows which editor I'm using, the language that I'm actually working in, which is pretty amazing. It knows the projects that I'm working on as well, and the time that I've spent across this. So this will actually be something really interesting to see as I continue to progress through Lambda School on that one. And then there was 2 other resources that I found. This is CSS best practices on structuring, and best practices another one on CSS documentation. Nothing hypercritical, but still good resources to kind of get those best practices and making sure that your projects are looking really, really good. So these were some of the good resources that we had today. But with that, that's all I've got for you guys today. I need to figure out a continuous outro that I use for this, but tomorrow's a sprint challenge. Wish me luck. It should be pretty straightforward and easy. Actually, I can show you the sprint challenge. It took me way too long, but I found the sprint challenge here. So this is what I'll be building tomorrow with this sprint challenge, is this Spacewalkers website. And we'll have to be using, of course, mix-ins, less, and all of that. Again, pretty straightforward, but what's shocking is how much less code you need when you're doing it right the first time in order to get not only the layout that you're looking for, but also the responsiveness aspects. With that, wish me luck on my project tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.